Sagittarius, this is your February 2025 horoscope reading, or monthly reading, I should say. So let's see what the month of February 2025 has in store for you. The moon. I really love this. I think right now, Sagittarius, you've kind of been operating in delusional energy. Not you guys acting delulu. I love you guys, but like, Sagittarius is naturally ruled by Jupiter, right? Which is like the blindingly optimistic sign in the planetary system as well as the zodiacs, right? And to a certain degree, we all need moments of blind optimism, right? Just being so delusional that things will work out or things are going to be okay, or positivity that we really do push through those negative moments. I mean, I think there's a good portion of people, nonetheless, a good portion of the world, that the world at large right now is pretty chaotic. And there's a good portion of people that are looking at like, it's fine. It's fine. But you guys kind of remind me in this particular moment of that meme of the dog that's sitting in the house and the house is on fire and the dog is sitting at the kitchen table and the dog is like, it's fine. This is fine. It's fine. And I think in February, you're being asked to get grounded via getting in touch with your emotions and not looking at things in a delusional way, even if things around you look to be quite unclear. You know, the moon is an illuminary, but it's not like the sun. You know, the sun is direct sunlight. That illuminates everything. But there is no gray shadedness with the sun, you know, but with the moon is not as bright as the sun. It can be, but it is not consistently as bright as the sun. And we have to ask ourselves, in the moments where the moon is not at its fullest, where it's at its brightest, how is that in similarity to how I'm looking at the world? Am I looking at the world right now as a waning moon where it's partially lit up and we're on the increase of positivity? Or am I looking at the moon as, you know, waxing where I think the optimism is coming down a little bit? In this particular card, it is a full moon. So it is at its full brightness where you might be able to get just a silver lining glance of your deep inner emotions, which is so crazy. I feel like everyone's getting like full moons and new moons and all this stuff. But I do have a feeling that for the collective consciousness, for all zodiac signs, the next full moon is going to be a very big pivotal one, either on an external level or on an internal level or both. For you, I feel the next full moon is going to be very indicative of your emotions and really accepting those subconscious emotions, Sagittarius, that you are known for just ignoring. You know, Sag, when you guys feel a tinge, anything that is opposite to optimism, you guys are like, it's fine. That's a tomorrow problem. And the more that we keep rolling over tomorrow's problem, at some point tomorrow is going to come and there will be no option to roll it to the next day. It's just going to burst. And we don't want that. We don't want bursting. And bursting can be outright anger or frustration or saying something that we will deeply regret later. It can also be implosion of bursting. You just implode and you do something to yourself that you don't deserve to do to yourself. If you had just worked on addressing your emotions at least a few times a month, you know, follow the moon cycles. You know, address your emotions on a new moon and a full moon. That's 2 times a month. You know, sit down with yourself and have a frank, honest conversation about what you're feeling and what you're going on. 2 times a month, I think, is more. That is very easy. I think that is very, very easy for you Sagittariuses to do. You know, and if you want to do more than that, even better. The more that you sit with your emotions, Sag, and you actually identify them, so you find the names of what they are, where you're feeling them in your body, the better off you actually will be, and the more optimism, joy, and luck you will actually attract or maintain for yourself. So this month is definitely big focused on getting in touch with your emotions, identifying them for what they are, feeling them in your body, and then learning to sit with them. I think that's another thing that Sag doesn't like to do. You guys don't like sitting with this. And nobody's telling you to sit with it forever. But I am telling you that you should at least sit with it for one night. Sleep on it, as they say, so that when you wake up the next day, you know truly and enlighteningly how to go about the next steps, how to go about the next thing you want to do, or how to talk to the next person that you're supposed to be talking to. The light may not be bright, but it's a good time to honor your own intuition. We all have tame and wild within us. Take time to reflect on how life's moon cycles, take time to reflect on how life cycles are like the moon. Passages of time cannot be rushed, so ease up to follow the flow. Gut hunches are good. And I think another thing I'm also hearing is, Sagittarius, if you get in touch with your emotions, you're also refining your intuition. You are one of the most, if not the most luckiest zodiac sign in all the zodiac. And I feel like lately, between this last December and up to February, you've kind of felt like your luck has been an influx, or you haven't had any. The reason for that is because you're not in touch with yourself. You're not in, and I don't mean this in a sexual or physical touch kind of way. You're literally not emotionally in touch with yourself. You're out of sync with your intuition, and your intuition is based on emotions. We also need to understand that intuition is part our emotions, part our experience. Right now, you've just been trying to get experience, but you're not tending to your emotions, which helps facilitate your intuition, which then attracts more good luck to you, attracts more opportunistic and Jupiter-like things to you. So definitely keep that in mind, okay? I'm actually excited for you. I'm not getting good or bad energy. I'm getting a very evolutionary energy from you. And I love this. All right, so we got some cards that flew out right away. Oh, we got a lot of them. Okay. We got Island. We got Zombie. We have, I'm going to take Violet because that's definitely, none of these, I will take Violet actually, but the other ones I wasn't resonating with them. So let's, do we need another one, Spirit? Yes, just one. Okay, Falling. Okay, here it is. So some sight symbols that you can keep in mind that are letting you know that it's time for you to open up your heart, open up your emotions, be vulnerable, especially on the next full moon, are islands. I think emotionally at this time, you feel like you're on an island. And funny enough, there was another zodiac sign prior to this, some other zodiac sign that I did earlier, that also got island. I think for those of you who are feeling like you're on an island, like you're a man amongst himself, meaning you're just by yourself, I'm only feeling like one or two of you that are in this energy. Everyone else, I'm being told that going to an island where there are waves, so getting close to the water or going on a vacation towards a tropical island place, is going to be what helps activate your emotions. Getting near some water. And we can see that being reflected in the moon card. So I do have a very strong pull towards some of you, a lot of you actually, need to go towards a ocean type of environment. Not a lake, not a river, not a waterfall. This is very specific. You guys need to be going to a beach, or you need to be taking a vacation to some type of island resort. I'm hearing Hawaii. I'm hearing the West Coast, California. I'm hearing anywhere there's the ocean and waves and you can see an island. So let's be clear, like if you're in Southern California, a good example of what I'm seeing in my head is like going to a beach where you can see Catalina Island in the background. Either going to an actual island like Hawaii or going to a beach where you can see a small island off in the distance from the shore. That's where you're going to have your time. And this is where you will find a very safe, non-judgmental, very private space to process your emotions, to cry, to accept shame or guilt, and as a fleeting emotion, by the way. I'm not saying as a full-blown, you need to spiral into that. And I don't see Sagittarius doing that. Because if you don't, you're going to start behaving like a zombie. Another card. I swear, I don't know what zodiac sign it was because I filmed this earlier. But if you watch all the other ones, there's another sign that is kind of like your twin in the releasing of this energy. If you Sagittarians continue with ignoring your emotions and you continue with ignoring creating a safe space for yourself, if you guys continue to ignore this insight of creating a safe space or going on a small journey towards the ocean or a small vacation on an island where you can create that safe space for you to process your emotions, you will find yourself slowly turning into a zombie. And I can tell you right now, zombie energy is 100% going to repel any type of luck to you at this time, which is so weird and so wild to me. So definitely, please take heed of this. I really do hope so. I think in February, you are either going to go on this actual vacation or go on this trip or go visit the beach, or in February, you're going to plan this for another month. I want to be extremely clear, Sagittarius. Planning is not enough, because I know you guys sometimes have squirrel brain and you guys will be like, okay, it's planned. I don't need to go anymore. I don't need to do it. I did it. I did that part. That's enough for me. We're good. I feel better already. No. No, I need you guys to fully commit to the full plan. So if you're not doing it in February but you're starting the plan in February for a later date for this trip, you need to fully commit. It's absolutely detrimental for you. Next, we have violets, and violets are flowers. I feel like your emotions are representative of violets. I feel like, honestly, I just want to read. I actually want to look up what violets means. So instead of pulling this out of my butt, because I can hear spirit telling me that the color of a violet and the softness of violets is representative of your emotions, but the color of the violets is what emotion you need to process at this time. So I'm going to go to, there it is. To dream about these purple flowers means there is a joyous occasion on the horizon. Violets can also be signs of gentleness, peace, and a sign of forgiveness in others. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. Sagittarius, you've been avoiding dealing with your emotions. And the craziest thing is, if you had just dealt with your emotions about this situation that is causing you the emotions in the first place, you would have already been dealt with the situation. Like, the situation at hand would have already resolved itself. It would have already pivoted into a joyous and good luck situation. So I think what I'm being told is, either get violets, like go to the store and go get violet seeds and plant violets in your garden, or go get yourself a small violet plant, or wear the color violet. But if you see the color violet, if you see the violet plant, or if you want to plant the violet, this is a sign and a reminder for you to just do it. Just go process your emotions in a safe space. I'm hearing somewhere out in nature for you. So if you don't want to go to the water and the waves, I am being told, I'm getting permission that going to a forest will work just as well. But go somewhere in nature where you can healthily and safely process these emotions. It will absolutely open up your whole world for you. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Just rip the Band-Aid off, Sagittarius. Just be done with it. Don't keep putting this off as tomorrow's problem, please, because it's not going to keep going anywhere, which is also leading me into falling. Now, again, if you guys don't take heed of what I am telling you, the first stages of this in February, the way this is going to show up in February starting, is you're going to start feeling like a zombie. You're going to start feeling like you're just out here existing, but everything within you has died. And then you're going to start falling. Another couple things with the falling thing, I'm being told, Sagittarius, too, because you guys are represented by a centaur. For some of you, you guys need to slow down and be careful about tripping or falling in the month of February. Be very, very careful about that, because if you end up tripping or falling in February, you might find yourself in a zombie or immobile state for a small amount of time, or all the way up to permanent. So just be hyper aware of being conscientious of your movements and your body in February so that you avoid falling. Now, on a spiritual, emotional level, if you guys don't address your feelings by February, come around the end of February, you are going to start falling further and further and further into the abyss of getting further away from luck, getting further away from joy, getting further away from humor and delightfulness, and everything that makes you a Jupiter ruled sign great. And I just read, crazy enough, so I just found this saying on Instagram that says, there's a Japanese legend that says, If you get on the wrong train, get off at the nearest station. The longer it takes to get off, the more expensive the return trip will be. And that is so true. And that I also believe to be true with this type of falling energy. If you keep ignoring your energy or your calling to address your emotions, if you don't address this by the next full moon, I can tell you that after the full moon, the next full moon, you're going to start going into a zombie state and you're going to start falling off emotionally. And we don't want that. We don't want that, because the further you fall, the harder it's going to be to swim back up. The harder it's going to be to climb back up that mountain. So instead of putting it off tomorrow, just address it today. Attack it today. Take your bow and arrow and not attack your emotion, because I don't want you to beat yourself up. I don't want you to be mean to yourself, but address your emotions right then and there. It takes practice. And what's great is, Sagittarius, the more you address your emotions, the better you get at it. You are literally a Jupiter ruled sign that the more you work on something, the more expansive it gets. You can only get better. You can only get more good at it. So just address your feelings in February, please. Please try to address it. The most opportune time would be the full moon, but if that's not opportune for you, I am being told that at least address it by the 28th, the very last day of February. Last but not least, I'm being told super crystal clear. One of the best ways that you can help activate your emotions is listening to classical music that specifically has violins in it. There is something very sweet and very delicate and almost like a angel wailing type of energy where it kind of calls to your emotions to be released. I love violins. I think violins are so pretty. They can be as fun as a fiddle, or they can be the wailing cries that we all know we want to release. So I am being told that you should definitely listen to classical music, particularly violin music. If you see violins, or if you see anything pertaining to classical music, this is also a nudge towards, please release your emotions. Please do that. Let's get you some tea leaves. So some tea leaf. This first one, we have parrot. Oh, you guys have a lot. Okay, you guys have a lot. Okay, cool. Here we go. So let's see what we have here. The first tea leaf, The first tea leaf is parrot. I feel like this to me is very similar to like the zombie thing. So what I mean by this is, sometimes Sagittarius, you guys put off your emotions for so long that when you get around other people who are in tune with their emotions, or very comfortable with expressing their emotions outwardly, you will start to parrot their emotions as if they're your own. And in truth, you're not actually addressing your own emotions in that moment. What you're doing is you're trying to find any easy, quick fix way to just deal with emotions so that you can move on. And parroting other people's emotions is not going to help give you the catharsis that you need. All it's going to do is create a more zombie-like state for yourself that's going to further compound the feelings that you have that are not being spoken true. I think that's the first part of the parrot is, please don't go into a parrot-like state of just like, a good example is, I was with a friend the other day, actually, and I was expressing to her that like, oh my God, I'm sad. And I was sharing my outwardly emotions, and she started to mirror and literally repeat the same exact emotions that I was giving her as if they were also her own. And I want to be clear. This is not to say that those feelings are not valid that she may have had, but I knew energetically that those were not her true feelings. She was just pulling at whatever she could to validate her own needing to process. And I want to be clear, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because sometimes we parrot off of other people as a place marker, like as a starting place for us also figuring out how do we feel. And I think that's fine. But what I don't think is okay is Sagittarius, you thinking that that's where you stop with your emotions. That's where you stop with processing your emotions. No, my love, that's not what we do. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. So be very careful. And I think that's why this month, it was very, very loud to me that the way that you're supposed to process your emotions is actually not sharing them particularly with another person, but by sharing them with nature. I'm literally seeing you go to a beach and sit on a log and you're just so enraptured with the beauty around you and just having this very deeply grateful moment of understanding that you are a cucumber with anxiety on a planet that is spinning in space, and you're so small in the grand scheme of it, and yet your existence is also valid. If you allow yourself to just go down this beautiful rabbit hole of existential understanding, you will be able to actually process emotions that are deeply hidden within you that have been crying out to be expressed. I can see you going on a hike by yourself, or maybe you're hiking with a friend and you kind of trail off a little bit and you just see something so beautifully profound that it brings you to tears. That's what I'm hoping for you. That's truly what I'm hoping for you. For a small group of you, I do feel like somebody is gossiping about you, and that's why you don't feel safe or comfortable sharing your emotions. And that's okay. We do need to cut this person off. I will talk about that later, but for now, that's not the person that you need to be sharing your emotions with or your vulnerability with. I am being told that you will be much better off sharing your emotions with Mother Nature. And so, the throne. I feel like you guys don't realize that you are being called upon to sit on a throne soon. You're either going to be called upon to sit at a very important executive board meeting where you're at the head of it, or sitting at the head of the dinner table. There is something authoritarian about an event that is going to take place in February that you are going to be asked to sit in and to give your opinion on. And I feel like part of the reason why you need to process your emotions in a healthy way is because this is a big deal. This is a moment where your opinion is so highly valued that it will cause ripple effects. And I don't want you going into this, Sagittarius, not knowing how you truly feel, because you've been ignoring your emotions. I don't want you sitting in this chair of authority that people are relying on you on, and you just speak out of your ass. That's not fair to you, and that's not fair to them. A position of authority. For those of you who are in positions of authority, I think this is also reminding you that because of your position, it's even more important that you stay in tune with your emotions and you are working on them at least twice a month to process them in a healthy way so that you can continue onwards with the authoritative position that you are in. Clearly the barrel really wants to come out, so we're just going to start with the barrel. When I think of a barrel, I think of your head holding these emotions. And inside this barrel, it's dark. You let it go, friend. You let your emotions go, and now it's slowly catching up with you. Point blank, I just feel like you need to address this barrel, and I think you need to go find it, clean it, go find your emotions, go clean up your emotions, go, process your emotions, and then refill the barrel with new life, new emotions, new love. I see you taking this barrel, cleaning it up, turning it upright, cleaning the rest of it off, and then once it's all clean and sparkly, you pour clean water into it. So take with that what you will, but I'm taking that symbolically of like, you're gonna feel so good once you process your emotions. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. Again, if you have been feeling like your luck in life has been slipping away from you, whether love, money, or goals, or all three, it's because you literally have been ignoring your emotions. Work on your emotions and those things will come right on back to you. The stork. Literally can't make this up. I'm being told that when you also see storks, albatrosses, swans, pigeons, doves, or any type of white to gray shaded bird, they can only be white to gray, cranes, that is a sign where you've processed your emotions healthily and something new is on its way to you. You basically you're giving an affirmation from the universe of like, hey, you did the thing. You did your homework. I'm proud of you. You passed the test. I'm going to reactivate your luck. I'm going to reactivate this for you. And I'm going to start sending you signs to let you know that your thing that you're wanting is on its way. Very simple. News of a birth or a new business opportunity. Love that for you. A bouquet. Oh, I love this. I love that it came right after the stork. Another visible sign that your gift has arrived is you might receive flowers or you might see flowers. I'm hearing you're going to get a bouquet. So if you've been trying to get a new job, I see you getting bouquet of flowers at your new job. If you just got out of a health issue that's really serious. I see somebody bring you a bouquet of flowers. If you just had a baby, you're going to be getting flowers. When you get this bouquet of flowers, which I think is crazy because obviously Valentine's Day is, in the Western part of the world, Valentine's Day is on the 14th. I have a feeling that I think the full moon is somewhere around the 14th. So somewhere around the middle of February or leading up to Valentine's Day, if you did your emotional homework, you will be, the way that the universe will let you know that you passed with flying colors is someone's going to bring you a bouquet of flowers, and or you will be buying a bouquet of flowers for yourself. And I'm not telling you, I want to be extremely clear. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a bouquet of flowers for yourself, because you're going to miss the whole point again. You're not supposed to do that. It's going to be one of those delicate moments where I could see you, if you did your homework, I could see you at like Trader Joe's or like Whole Foods, and you just look over and you're like, those flowers are really pretty. When's the last time I bought flowers for myself? That's what I mean in that moment. Compliments from an admirer. I love that. You might get some nice words of affirmations about how you're glowing different, or, you're going to get affirmed from the universe. What's going on? Wind chimes. Oh my God, I can't make this up. So another thing that Spirit is telling me that you can do to activate your stasis of getting deeply in touch with your subconscious and your emotions is buying wind chimes and hanging them up. Hearing wind chimes, being near wind chimes. If you hear, see, or buy wind chimes, you will be activating your subconscious emotional stasis to process in a healthy way. I love this for you. If you see wind chimes after you've done your emotional homework, please know that this is a sign that you've reached peace and harmony. You are reset. You are good. I love this for you. Love, 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 love. Also, wind chimes are just so pretty. Last but not least is hand. I feel like there's two groups for this. One group of Sagittarians has been wanting a hand, a loving hand from someone they trust, to give them a hand, to literally help them out, to, hey, like, do you need to talk? Hey, do you need help? Do you need something? I think there's half of you that are waiting for another person to reach out that hand to you. And then the other half of you are the person that's supposed to be giving that hand. Either way you look at it, this can only happen when you are emotionally regulated. And I want to be clear, I'm not saying that Sagittarius is not emotionally regulated, but you guys are so absolutely delusional right now. You are so far up your own delusion that you don't see how you ignoring your own emotions is actually causing really bad chaos and really bad forms of luck. You're just not in a very lucky time right now, which goes against the grain of your natural archetype of your sign. So the final thing that you will know that you have addressed this healthily, which I think is crazy, because look at this. We got two hands. Now, obviously, this is a zombie hand, so we're going to ignore the zombie part. But what are the odds that we have two hands here? The sign that you will see when you have reached that actual place of showing the universe that you are capable, willing, and being very accountable with addressing your emotions is someone's going to reach a hand out to you, or you are going to feel the need to help someone else in need of help, assistance, and guidance. I love this. I love, 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 love this. Oh, sorry. There is a small group of you. I'm hearing 3 to 5 of you Sagittarians out there. And funny enough, one of them is my best friend. Sagittarius does not like asking for help. It's really, really interesting. You guys are really fascinating because you guys love knowing that you can do, like, you guys are just in your own world. You guys literally just be running out in your own world, doing your own thing. And it's not that you're selfish. It's more of like, you just really love doing your own thing. I need to remind you, for a small group of you, because I can really feel energetically that some of you are really not comfortable with asking for help or asking for someone to hold safe space for you. This is only for 3 to 5 of you, and you know exactly who you are. It is okay to reach out and ask someone for help on how to process your emotions. I want to be extremely clear. I'm not telling you to go out and tell somebody that you and I both know who this is, the person that is not good for you to know. I'm not telling you to go out and reach out to the person that is sharing all your secrets. That's not the person that you need to be asking for help, assistance, or guidance on how to process your emotions. What I am saying is the right person that you know can help you with this, such as a therapist, a friend that has never made you feel anything less than loved and supported. Those people, a family member that you know they'll take your secrets to the grave. That's the person that you need to ask. Pick up the phone. The thing is, that person has been waiting, literally waiting for you to take the initiative to reach out to them, to ask them for help, or to ask them for, hey, can you hold a safe space for me to share my emotions? Can you be a soundboard to share my emotions? This person's not going to reach out to you because they're not going to force you to do something that you know you should be doing as a grown-ass adult, period. But they are 100% gonna, you call them, they're gonna pick up on that first call. And they're probably gonna say something like, I've been waiting for you to call me. I've been thinking about you. I've been waiting to see if you would reach out to me and allow me that honor and that privilege to be there for you in this moment. That person is waiting for you. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into the actual weeks of your reading. What is the month of February going to look like for Sag? Ooh, bottom or top? Bottom or top? Top. Oh, I love this. Ooh, I love this. Ooh, I love this. Ooh, I love this. Okay. Not you being the first sign with all of these double cards. Okay, period. So the first week of February, I think you guys are trying to find a new home. Ooh, actually, there's two parts of you. One group of you is leveling up this month. One group of you either just got a new job or you just got put into a position of authority. You guys leveled up in some type of way that is calling you to be a new version of you that you've never been before, while still being a version of you that you've always been. And I think that's why this is coming up for you in February of, hey, I need you to level up. Because if you don't level up, you'll fall from grace. You'll fall from this position. In this position, although lucky, this exact particular position or opportunity will actually not come again. There might be one similar to it. There might be some that might look similar to it, but it's not this exact one. And I don't want you to have FOMO. So to avoid FOMO, I want you to spend the first week of February leveling up. And the way that you can level up is you can either go on this vacation, this small little pilgrimage journey to a safe place, like to a place that makes you feel safe, to allow yourself to process these emotions. Or you can be thinking about buying a new house or getting into a new apartment, or maybe I'm even also hearing RV for some of you folks. There is something about having four walls that you can safely be inside, or going to a place that feels like a spiritual four walls. Like I can see you guys going to a cove, right? Where two on either side of you sitting on this log, there's two huge cliffs, and then maybe there's some rocks in front of you, and it creates that sense of four walls. Whatever it is, it needs to make you feel safe in a secluded area, and I love this for you. So focus on that the first week of February. The second week of February, remember I told you, that friend's been waiting for you. Reach out to them. So for the Sagittariuses, that 3 to 4 of you, 3 to 5 of you that are watching this, your friend is literally waiting for you. They're here. They want to give you your flowers. They want to hold the safe spaces for you to express any and all emotions that you want to process without judgment. And they are absolutely going to be there for you 100% in a safe way. This person's your little cheerleader, and you will be extremely grateful for it. So definitely second week of February, reach out to your friend. Definitely reach out to that friend. Or you might find that somebody is going to come and bring you flowers. Remember, we have bouquet. Remember, I told you that when you process your emotions correctly, Spirit is going to show you that you will be given a bouquet of flowers. So I think by the second week of February, which is right in point of alignment of the full moon, I do feel like the second week of February, aka the full moon week, you will be processing this in a very healthy way. I really do feel that in my soul. Now, third week of February, you're going to be like, all right, okay, this is uncomfortable. This is, all right, I've identified these emotions. They're attached to all these different things. And I see now how my emotions have either affected or inflicted the situation I'm currently now in. Ooh, what do I do? What do I do? That's okay. The third week of February, when you are fully naked and you are vulnerable and accepting that you've processed these emotions, it's okay to feel uneasy. It's okay to feel ungrounded, but know that you still have one foot on the ground. I'm also being told really loud, again, the third week of February, you guys need to be careful about falling. So if any of you are doing any type of sports or extreme activities or doing a lot of travel or moving around, please be very careful about walking and tripping. Please watch where you are walking. I do feel like the third week of February, that might be the week that some of you have accidents if you didn't take heed of this advice. So just be really, really careful about that. Some fun information at the end of the month. Surprisingly enough, but not to me because, I'm the psychic, but surprising to you, you will find that by you just addressing your emotions in a healthy way and just ripping that Band-Aid off, you're going to feel super victorious. You're going to feel more lucky. Like you're going to feel like you won big. You're going to be feeling at the end of February on this high of this I've reclaimed my luck back. I've called back in my archetype. I've been granted another chance at being able to do what I do best, which is be lucky and expansive and victorious and all the things that make you great. That's it. That's all I got on that. So this will also have a ripple effect that I'm seeing happening at the end of the month that is bleeding into March. I think you're going to attract people who want to start working with you. I also hear that for those of you who lost a job and you've been feeling like you've been down on your luck, you're going to get a job. You're going to get a job where the people like working with you and you like working with them. You might finally get accepted into a program or a school or a vocation where you really like it and it feels very teamwork like. Just boosting that expansiveness. So I love that for you. Another thing that's going to happen is you're going to find your tribe. So for those of you who are single or recently broken up, or you've been single for a really long time and you're trying to find somebody, I do think you're going to start going to more social, you're going to start being invited to more social events. And I think you're going to start meeting amazing people that feel like home, people who are going to celebrate you, people who are going to hold safe space for you, people who are going to allow you to be emotionally vulnerable and free in this tight-knit community. I'm really, really happy for you. I hear that some of you are going to make 3 new friends. Some of you are going to make 2 new friends. That's really, really exciting. So by the time we get to March, because March, I'm seeing a lot of March themes here. So 3s, I feel like by March, this is how this is going to pop off. Last but not least, you are going to snap back from that slump of feeling unlucky. You're going to be getting your oomph back. I really, really, really love this. One of my favorite tarot card readers here on YouTube named Aphrodite, I love him. He calls this the sexy time card because this card looks eerily reminiscent to a phallus. So I am going to say that some of you might be going on some dates at the end of the month. You might be getting some fun, sexy time. You might meet somebody new. If you are not trying to look for anybody or romance is not your thing, I do feel like this new opportunity to be able to sit on this throne is going to come back around or be presented to you. So I absolutely love this for you. Let's get you some self-affirmation cards. So I'm going to take one, Caring Nature, and I'm going to say New Bonds. And Spirit said stop right there. I love this. Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. Caring Nature. The first thing I think of when I see this card is not necessarily you taking care of other people, but you taking care of yourself. I think February for you as an overall theme is, are you taking care of yourself? Are you genuinely taking care of all parts of you? Physically, food-wise, spiritually, mentally, but more importantly, emotionally. Are you caring for yourself? Because the more that you are caring for yourself, the more that you can care for other people. And the more that other people will also care for you. It just turns into this expansive magnetic energy that starts from you. The more caring you are to yourself, the more you just attract caring things to you. I will always aim to be sympathetic, empathetic, and compassionate and kind. However, I will avoid expending my own mental health and happiness for the sake of others. My first priority is me. Again, I just feel like the universe can't beat this into your head enough. You need to process your emotions, my friends. And then next is New Bonds. We see this happening in February, but I also see this continuing on into March. I do think that, again, we got the hands. I really do think for some of you Sagittariuses, your person that is waiting for you to call them is locked, loaded, and ready to hold that safe space for you. They are ready to hold you and literally hold you and let you cry. They are ready to sit on the phone with you or FaceTime for however long you need to process whatever it is you need to process. And I think you might find that this person, you guys develop an even new, deeper bond than any before. Look at this. Look at all these hands. Look at all these hands. Reach out to the people. I do also think that once you've released these emotions and you've created that safe catharsis for yourself, you are going to be meeting new people and making new friends. I do think you're going to be meeting new people in work and education environments. And I do think you are going to be making new friends either from work, from school, or even just naturally. So let's see what it has to say. Healthy relationships are forthcoming in my near future. When I least expect it, I will welcome new, flourishing people into my life. I manifest positive meetings, conversations, and introductions, and I relinquish this control to the universe. Yay! Not you guys making more friends. It doesn't surprise me. Like, you're Jupiter. You guys literally attract luck and new friends and people to you all the time, and I am here for it. Let's get you an empowerment card, because I do want to empower you to feel safe in sharing your feelings. Ancestral wisdom. And they're telling me to stop. Ancestral wisdom. Sagittarius, your emotions are a wonderful tool to help you figure out how to do things even better, how to do things even more bigger, better, faster, which is literally you. If we don't address our emotions, we will be walking through life blindly and like a zombie and will never grow. And Sagittarius, you are not born to not grow. It's not possible. It's just not possible. You and Leo are literally meant to be on this planet to shine. But the thing that makes you different from Leo, which is ruled by the sun, is you are ruled by Jupiter. You were never born a Sagittarius rising for no reason. You were literally born to take off and grow. And as you keep going and as you keep practicing and as you keep learning and as you keep doing, you just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then your presence and the space that you take up inspires other people. You just become a magnet to such great, joyous things. And that magnetism also pours off into others. It only benefits you and the people around you when you are truly learning to be as much as you possibly can. And part of that is also understanding how to process and acknowledge that you have emotions. I love that for you. Let us get you a final card. Everywhere I go, I find people. Okay, period. I love this for you. I'm just gonna put that over there. Just, oh my goodness. Everywhere I go, I find people. Can't make this up. It's okay to be born again and rediscover myself. That's evolution. That's becoming. Again, I think when you figure out that processing your emotions is just part of the evolutionary process of being human, you really will be okay. My vulnerability and ability to feel fearlessly are my superpowers. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're done. Honestly, Sagittarius, I really do love this for you. I know I can still feel like, oh, do I have to do this energy? But honestly, I know that you guys are going to take this and sleep on it. And you're just, I know a good portion of you, I would say 1/3 of you are just right off the bat tomorrow. You're just going to be like, all right, let me book the trip. Let me get the RV. Let's go to the ocean. Let's do what Ayana is saying. And then let's see what happens. 1/3 of you are going to kind of sit on this for a little bit. I think you guys are going to F around and find out, not going to lie, because that's what just Sagittarius does. But I think you guys are going to hit this place like right before the falling phase where you're like, okay, which I think is probably going to be the 3rd week of February, where you're like, okay, I get why Ayana told me to do this now. And I think there's the 1/3 of you that are, that you're going to have to be forced. And I'm trying to avoid the forced part. I'm trying to avoid you being forced. I don't want you to be in a falling state. I feel like for the 3rd group of you that ignored this piece of advice, you are going to be the group that if you are not grounded and paying attention, Literally, you guys are going to fall or tumble, and you might end up breaking a leg, and then you end up 6 months in the hospital or 4 or 6 months in a cast, and now you have nothing else better to do but to address this. But now we're doing it in a way that it takes away your freedom. And the number one thing that Sagittarius cannot stand, and they will literally run from, is anything taking your freedom. So to the third group of you that is taking this with like a, but I don't want to do it, or dragging your feet or blowing me off, please know I only care about your best interest and happiness. I really don't want you to have a serious injury that forces you to slow down, to address something that if you just address it quicker, if you just address it honestly, openly, authentically, and quickly, you will get past this a lot faster and a lot better. And you'll get only better at it. So that is all I have for you, Sagittarius, for this reading. I absolutely love you. Thank you so much for being here today. It's been my pleasure. I love you, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.